Hi, I'm Tim McDermott from OSU Extension. It's fall in Central Ohio, and you know what that means, tailgating. I can't wait to see what Jenny has grilling for us on Extension Today.
Extension Today is sponsored by the Ohio State University College of Food, Agricultural, and Environmental Sciences.
Hi, I'm Jenny Lobb from OSU Extension. Today I'm here with Mike Cressman, who is an assistant professor in the Department of Animal Science at The Ohio State University. Mike teaches a barbecue science class, and he's here today to tell us how to make an awesome tailgate burger. So how do we get started?
Today we're cooking handmade beef patties. The most important step before we get started on any of the food prep is to make sure we have a hot grill. And so we have our grill here preheating with all the burners lit, running at full power. And we want this thing to preheat for about 10 or 15 minutes. And now we need to begin to form our patties. So some pepper, add a glug of olive oil. Go ahead and add the salt now last. Salt is important that we add it last to the meat. When you add salt too early to a hamburger mix, it can change the texture. So once we add the salt, we want to begin to mix the ground beef. And we want to do this quickly. When we overwork the meat, over massage and form those patties, we can really change the texture of meat. So you should really form your patties as quick as possible. Really, there's no perfect size here, but we're just going to form a ball and then start to push it and flatten it into a patty. And the last step now is to just form an impression in the middle of that burger. And the reason we form this impression is because as this patty cooks and firms up, that middle will expand, and it will actually expand and create a nice flat burger. If we hadn't taken the time to create that impression, the burger would still expand, but it would have a very rounded, almost saucer-like appearance. If we look back here at our grill, it's been preheating for 10-15 minutes. It says 550 degrees because all the burners are on high. And so now I want to brush this grill clean. We're going to turn this cooking surface into what we call a two-zone fire. So we're going to turn off half to 1/3 of the grill, and we're going to leave the other half, maybe even 2/3, lit. And this gives us a direct cooking area and an indirect cooking area. We're going to grill the burgers over direct heat, but if we have a flare-up event, we can slide the burgers over to the indirect side to protect the meat. Also, if the burgers just are cooking too quickly, we can always slide them over to the indirect side of the grill. And we'll give it 5 minutes to see at what temperature the grill settles at. So hopefully it'll be somewhere between 4, no more than 450. Grill is hot, the lid comes up, put the burgers on the direct side of the grill. We have nice equal space around them so they'll cook evenly. We drop the lid. Burgers are about an 8 to 12 minute cook. At about the 4 to 5 minute mark, we're gonna look at them and see if it's about time to consider flipping them. We're gonna check our burgers. And this is a good sign. The burgers are starting to puddle a little bit on top, which tells us the reverse side is seared, so the juices have nowhere to go but up. And so we'll go ahead and see if the burger's ready to release. And then when we flip, we always want to flip and capture a hot surface of the grill so we start to get a new sear established, and we're always going to flip in the front and then flip in the back. And the lid goes back down. So if we slide the burger a little bit towards the indirect side of the grill, that gives us time to take the temperature. And being a ground meat product, USDA recommends all ground red meats are cooked to about 160 internal. All our burgers tempt at least 160, so they are off the direct side, they're on the indirect side. So you can put cheese on them now and let that convective heat come over and melt our cheese. It's been about a minute. We can see it's melted plenty, so time to take these burgers off the grill.
And now let's dress them up. We'll add some toppings like lettuce, tomato, onion, pickle, and we'll bring Tim on in to take a taste.
Oh, thanks, Jenny. What do you got for me? I love cheeseburgers. They are my favorite food of them all. That is delicious. I'd like to thank my buddy Mike Cressman from the Department of Animal Sciences. And for more tips and tricks on outstanding grilling at your tailgate, visit go.osu.edu/extension today.
Extension Today is sponsored by the Ohio State University College of Food, Agricultural, and Environmental Sciences.